today to go see the GBU, or what people call the good, bad, and the ugly. It's a frozen waterfall on the side of a cliff in the Ghost River Valley. So looking pretty forward to seeing that. Been seeing a lot of frozen waterfalls and frozen water, well, like the lake, the Abraham Lake, the bubbles. It's kind of cool. In the wintertime, it's a whole different scenario. So we're gonna go see this waterfall, and you can only drive from December to March, I believe it is. Anyways, I'll post the actual dates that this particular trail is open. But thanks for coming along. My son, he's actually behind me here. We're going out. We're gonna have a blast. Thanks, everyone. The Ghost River Valley is really a beautiful spot. I enjoy coming out here every single time. As we were making our way to the first river crossing, we noticed there was a very stuck vehicle ahead of us. This was kind of a foreshadowing of what was to come at this crossing. See, what had happened is there was an ice jam that caused the river to back up and push the ice levels up a little bit higher where the crossing was. And it created a little bit of havoc for those people that wanted to get across. There were even people that were getting into the river with axes to try and clear the ice jam, whatever they could do to help and try and alleviate the situation. But where the crossing was, the ice was pushed up and was falling through pretty much every time a vehicle would cross over top of it. Ooh. These two guys crossed over earlier in the morning when everything was frozen solid. They had to come back over, and of course they fell through. And of course we had to help. We couldn't just leave these guys stuck. We had to chop some of the ice away from the differentials underneath. They were catching on the ice ledges, so they had to be chopped out of there. And then we tied the Jeep up to a truck behind it so that it wouldn't pull quite as easily towards the vehicle.
It's just so demanding. He's coming up.
Well, that was one vehicle out. On to the next one. So what was going to be a nice leisurely drive turned into a recovery day. About 4 or 5 vehicles getting recovered. So, a lot of fun. Well, if you like recovery, it's fun. Anyways, we got one last one to pull out, and I think we're good. Just a little Ranger over there. Learning our lesson from pulling out the previous Jeep, we decided to cut away as much ice as we could from the differentials of the Ranger. Well, after helping everybody get recovered and pulled out of the river, it was getting really late in the afternoon. We decided to head home. We didn't quite make it to the frozen falls, but we were determined to come back out and hit these falls again. Alright, came out to the Ghost Valley again. Man, it is just so beautiful out here. First attempt that we came out here, it was, well, we spent the day recovering people out of the river, so that was pretty fun. But we didn't make it to the GBU, and that's the good, bad, and ugly. That's basically where the frozen waterfalls were, because we spent the whole day basically recovering people. So that's what it was. So we made it today, came out, success. Oh, dang! Oh, by the way, joining us on today's adventure was Dave from Blind Man Overland, Mark and his girls from Mission Overland, and Jason and Sherry from Mud Minion. Also added a roof rack and rooftop tent since the last time we came out. Eventually we make it to the river that we had troubles with on the previous trip, and this crossing was actually pretty decent. Here's my wife going across on the designated crossing, and she did an awesome job. However, she does want her own Jeep now, So she said I can go buy a new Jeep. That's awesome. Good news. Looks like I'm in the market.
There you go. Yep. Yep. Nice. Nice. There you go. Hoorah.
So once we were across, it was time to head down the trail. And it took us right by the old diversion dam, which was unfortunately burnt down in the previous fall when there was a bit of a forest fire that had happened. As we were continuing down the trail, my wife mentioned that her biggest fear was getting stuck. She was learning a lot of how to drive off-road, and, well, about 30 seconds after saying that, she got stuck.
Boom. Easy as pie.
Point that way.
Perfect.
Her fear is now conquered. These mountains are very majestic. I am always super impressed when I come out here. The falls are absolutely spectacular. Well worth the trip. If you can make it, I highly recommend it. Well, it was time to go, and you know what? Absolutely a worthwhile day. Definitely something you want to experience. The Ghost River Valley is a gem of Alberta.
There we go. Bye.